What goes down, everybody? Walker Dead Phoenix here, back again with another video for you guys. So, as you can tell from the title and from the thumbnail, yes, we are back at it again with another review video, but only this time, we are going into the review of reviewing the new book that is Clementine Book 1 that just came out a few days ago. And I have to admit, this is a video I was not going to make. I was not going to make this type of video. But however, since you guys voted and since you guys wanted me to do a video about this, I said, you know, why not? But yeah, to get into my honest thoughts and opinions about this book, I honestly didn't like it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did go on DomTheBomb's channel and I did read some of the pages he presented from that specific video, and I'm not gonna lie, this book is not this book is not perfect by any means, and don't worry, I will go into that. But anyway, I will give a spoiler warning to those who do not want to get spoiled. Here's your spoiler warning right here, right now. So to those who do not want to go and be all spoiled, here's your spoiler warning. Go read the book, and then if you want, come right back here and check out the rest of this video. However, to those who do want to get spoiled, well, can't say I didn't warn you. So anyway, let's get into this. So the book, it starts up with her on the road. And forgive me if I'm missing out some details. I do forget sometimes. But yeah, from what I saw and from my understanding, it starts with her on the road, and she slowly meets this former dentist guy, and this guy's like, I'm not gonna lie, this guy is super nice, and he does help out Clem. However, this is where I get into the problems. We then see her on the road again, holding a cane, and then she's gonna be like, knowing her, she's like, oh, it's gonna take some time for me to get used to, and I'm like, Clem, you're on the road with one leg, and yet you chose to leave AJ and everyone else at the boarding school just to be by yourself. Like, what? Does that make any... I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, what? Anyway, moving on. Like, later on in the book, Clementine does indeed meet these kids. It's revealed they're Amish, and when I first saw these group of kids / characters, I'm like, what? I don't understand. I'm like, what? So I'm like, so you're basically telling me I'm realistically speaking, I'm like, so you're basically telling me you're repeating the same story from Telltale's The Walking Dead season 4 by having all these kids interact with Clem, but only this time there's no AJ. Like, what? That makes no sense to me. And then we have this kid, his name is Amos. I don't know why would they name him. To be fair, I don't know why they would name him Amos. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, Amos is like, oh, hello there. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, first, and that's off topic, but first off, who says that to... no one, because realistically speaking, no one in the real life zombie apocalypse will say that to somebody, you know? Nobody. Because when I first saw that, I'm like, what? Are you serious right now? That makes no sense. Again, if it doesn't make sense for the story, don't include it. And this goes for any piece of dialogue and anything for the story. I'm like, listen, if it doesn't make sense for the story, don't have it in your story. But anyway, moving on. She meets this new group of kids at a ski lodge, and yes, and this, yes, a ski lodge. No, it's not at a random barn. It's at a ski lodge. And I'm like, what? Anyway, so Clementine meets this group of random kids, right? And we get, this is the crazy part. So we get introduced to two twin girls that are basically a ripoff from Minnie and Minnie, those two girls from Telltale's Walking Dead season 4, and I'm like, wow, what a ripoff! And to make matters worse, so Tilly Walden, the fun fact, so Tilly Walden, the person that wrote this shitty book, inserted herself in the story, and the story takes place somewhere in Vermont, and I'm like, huh, Vermont. I wonder where that. Oh yeah, it's where Tilly Walden lives in real life. Why am I not surprised by that? Why am I not surprised? But anyway, moving on. So Clementine and the others, they I don't know. I mean, again, this book is so fucking forgettable. Like, I can't even fucking. This is how bad the book is. Like, I can't even piece together every detail. This is how fucking bad the book is. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And again, not to sound negative or anything. I don't know. It just blows my mind that this is the piece of content that we got this year that's taking place in the Walking Dead comic book universe, Robert Kirkman's universe. Like, what? This is what blows my mind. I'm like, what? And in fact, this book, I don't even know why. This book, I don't know what's going on. I really fucking don't. I mean, this book is not even. And keep in mind, the artwork, mind you, it's not even all that great. I'm not gonna lie. The artwork is not all that great, meaning it's not good. Like, whoever drew it was like, okay, if I'm gonna draw the book for ya, then you're gonna have to pay me extra for the dialogue. And I'm like, well, yeah, but here's the problem: the artwork is not all that good. It's not all that good. So anyway, from what I understand, half of the characters die, including Amos. I don't know how he dies. That's another thing I fucking forgot. I'm like, wait, did he fall off a cliff? I don't fucking know. But anyway, so half of the kids die, and here's the funny part. So Clementine, or sorry, Tangerine, and whoever's left gets on this plane, and it's not even shown or established how they activated the plane. Like, you know, it's not even confirmed. Like, it's not even confirmed or shown how they got it working. They just got on the plane, got it working, and whoop-de-doo, they're off to somewhere. Who fucking knows at this point? Oh, an island. They're going to an island. Because after, get this, and here's the funny part that Skybound hinted at. So, after the first book came out, they immediately confirmed that the second book is going to come out in October of 2023. Wow, like, we care. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I apologize, guys. It's just I'm getting very frustrated with this. This I don't know why. I don't know why. Why would they even do this book? I really don't understand. I'm like, why do this book if you know fans are not gonna like it? Why do this book? Why do the book itself if fans are not gonna? I don't know. It's fucking stupid. So, to be fair, I am going to give some negatives in this review video. So, negatives I have with this book, Clementine. Clementine, she was acting like a complete jerk to everybody. She was being selfish. Very selfish to everybody. Another positive, the characters, Amos, the two knockoff twins. I didn't like those characters. I think they were pretty bad. I think they were very cheesy. I just didn't like those characters. I just didn't like those characters. I really didn't. I just didn't like those characters at all. I'm like, especially Amos. Like the first time we see him, the first thing that comes out of his mouth is like, "Oh, hello there," and I'm like, "What? Oh my gosh! Like, who the fuck says that during a zombie apocalypse? Literally, who says that?" No one in the right mind during a zombie apocalypse would say something like that. Nobody. Anyway, another negative I had, the artwork. The artwork is pretty. I know it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. But the artwork in this book, it's like very very not well done. Like you can't even, and that's another thing too. You can't really tell what's happening. You know, you can't really tell what's going on. That's how bad the artwork is. Another negative I did unfortunately have with this book, and yes, I did read the book on YouTube. But yeah, another negative I did have was the writing, the dialogue. I'm like, some of the writing was pretty corny. It was pretty off. It was pretty not necessary. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, okay, if you have something, that being dialogue or anything, that doesn't make sense for the story, just don't have it in your story. Sure, you can take it out and replace it with something else. And sure, it might not be easy, but at least it's better than having something that's corny, you know? Another negative I had, yeah, what was another? Another negative I had was, um, yeah, what was it? I just had it. See, this is how fucking forgetful this book is. Like, oh my gosh, nah. Anyway, moving on to the positive. I'm just gonna skip that little part, that little negative. Anyway, moving on to the positive. I did like that Dennis character. I did like him, but we barely got anything with him. I mean, I'm like sure we got a little bit of his backstory, but after that, we don't really see him again. And I'm like sure he was somewhat of a decent character. He could have, I don't know, he could have went with Clementine, but that's not what we got. And we, to be fair, I mean, we didn't really get much with him. You know, he was just a one-off character where we get introduced to his character, and then boom, we never see this character again. Sure, I guess you could say yes, it is a positive, but it's also a small little like I don't know how to explain it. Like not negative, just a Like bro. Another positive I will commit. Another positive I did have with the book, Lee. I mean, sure, the flashbacks were unnecessary, but it was somewhat decent to see him again, even if it is just for one last time, or if this is the only time I'm going to see him in the book, yeah, other than those two positives, that's I don't know, that's pretty much it. I mean, everything else that's in the book, it's really on. Like, if you read the book, you would know what I'm talking about, and you would notice that not everything in the book is all that great. The story is like what, and the story, if you ask me, the plot/story is what turns the whole thing off. Like, you could tell it doesn't feel like a Walking Dead book. It really doesn't. Heck, the title of The Walking Dead is not even on the book. It doesn't feel like Walking Dead. It just feels like this non-canon book of Clem that Skybound wanted to do for cash. And I'm like, wow. Like, my gosh, why not? Like, literally, like, wow. Like, just wow. Unbelievable. But could this story have worked if Clementine was not the main character? Yeah, it could have worked if Clementine was never the main character. Like, if Clementine was not involved in this book/story at all, and if you just got a completely different character, I do believe this story could have somehow somewhat worked if it was a different character entirely. If it was like say if Tilly Walden created a completely different character for this specific story, then the story itself could have worked. But for this to be for this to be the version of Clementine Lips we get, I'm like, that's not good. I'm sorry, but that's just not good, and that's just my honest opinion. But yeah, that's my honest thoughts and opinions about that. If my official rating for the book, I'm gonna give it a 1.5 On second, yeah, I'm gonna give it a one slash. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10, a 1/10 out of 10, because that's how poor the book is. That's how poor the story is. And to be fair, this book isn't really all that worth of your time, and it's not really worth the money. Like, if you ask me, I don't think you should waste money on a book that's not going to be good. I'm like, heck, if the story's not going to be good, then what's the point of buying the book? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? But anyway, that's all I have for this review video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Um, and to be honest with you guys, I'm just disappointed. I'm a little upset and disappointed that this is the version of Clementine Lives that we get. Like, this is the book we get with Skybound. I'm like, what? I don't know. If anything, it just disappoints me a little bit. I mean, I didn't expect anything less. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed that this is the book that we got. But if you ask me, I just don't believe people should be, spending their money on a book that's not even going to be good. I'm like, listen, if the story and the artwork is not going to be decent, then what's the point of buying the book? But anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. Stay tuned, because here's the bright side. Season 3, Episode 4 of my Walking Dead reboot series titled The Murderer Within is coming. And then stay tuned as well, because Season 1, Episode 3 of my The Future Flash series titled Lines We Don't Cross is also coming. So please stay tuned for those 2 videos. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a fantastic rest of your day, guys. God bless. Stay safe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please be sure to turn on that notification bell. And yeah, just stay safe. Have a fantastic rest of your day. God bless. And as always, peace out.